Welcome to Fax Pilates. My name's Mark. I'll be taking you through your practice teaching class today. We're going to start off with a single leg press. So grab yourself a set of dumbbells first. Just a lighter set. We're going to do some long levers, so nothing too heavy. And set your springs to red, blue, yellow, red, red, yellow for a bit more. So it's red, blue, yellow, or red, red, yellow for a little bit more. Please let me know if you have any injuries or any concerns that I should know about, and just flag me down and I'll happily make some adjustments for you. We're going to start off with your right leg on the foot bar, so right heel on the foot bar, left leg to tabletop, dumbbells in your hands as you have, and when you're ready, just extend that carriage long. We'll keep that leg in tabletop for now. Okay, and when you're ready, we can get those arms involved. So we're going to punch them to the sky in a narrow chest press, and return your elbows back. Everything goes long, everything retracts. So we can focus on our breathing here. As we push out long, we're going to exhale, and as we bring the carriage back in, we inhale. Right, we'll get that tabletop leg involved as well, so that can go over the foot bar as you bring it back in. And those wanting a little bit more can weave it under and over the foot bar. So we now have a full body dynamic workout, working every muscle group in our bodies. We'll stay here for another 20 seconds before we go into a hold and get in some chest flies. Just keep focus on that breathing and try and keep the small of your back glued against the carriage. Another 10 we're going to hold. It's in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll hold that carriage halfway, leg extended over the foot bar. You can bring those toes back towards you, and we're going to change to a chest fly. So arms go long, out wide, and then back up to the top. Try and keep a nice soft bend in those elbows so we don't hyperextend them. Still focus on your breathing in and out. Okay, next time your arms are upraised, we'll hold there and we'll just pulse out with that leg. In an inch, out an inch. In an inch, out an inch. In another 10, we're going to swap over to the other leg. So it'll be your left heel on the foot bar and right leg in tabletop. It's in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So swap over those legs. That is your right leg in tabletop, left leg on the heel on the foot bar. And when you're ready, just keep those arms down for now and we'll extend that carriage out long. Just take another check in with your back. Make sure that it's, you don't have too much of a curve in your lower back. And when you're ready, you can get those arms involved again. So that's that narrow chest press as you punch out, extend that leg long. Everything extends, everything retracts. And if you want to get that other leg involved, we can start by going over the top of the foot bar, extending long as you bring the carriage in. And those want a little bit more brain work can go under and over. Alright, looking good here. In another 10, we're going to hold the carriage halfway in and get into those chest flies. It's in another 4, 3, 2, and 1. So hold that carriage halfway in and extend those arms out wide into that chest fly. Bring it back in, up the top. Okay, looking good. Make sure you keep a nice soft bend in those elbows. Don't go too far down out of your line of sight. And we'll hold here for another 6 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. we're going to drop the dumbbells down to the reception side and get us some glute bridges. So heels hip distance apart on top of the foot bar. Hands just down by your sides, and we're going to slowly rise up those hips, up as high as you can go. Keep that carriage tight against the platform and drop back down. So take this one slowly. We want to focus on rising up one vertebrae at a time and back down again. Once you're comfortable with that movement, if you want a little bit more, you can try turning those palms up towards the sky. It just gives you a little bit less focus, so you can focus solely on that hip movement. As I said, if you've got any injuries that you want me to, I should know about, just let me know and I'll make some corrections and adjustments for you. Otherwise, we're going to hang here for a bit longer. And in 10, we're going to hold up the top and get into some pulses. So it's in another 5. We're going to hold at the top. Next time everyone's up, we'll hold at the top and just do some 1-inch pulses at the top. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. 1 inch up, 1 inch down. If that's too much for anyone, you can just revert back to the raises. Otherwise, next time you're up, we're going to hold at the top and everyone push back, extend that carriage long, bring it back in, and then drop down, your hips down. So 1 bridge, 1 extension. Excellent. So try and keep those hips nice and high. Focus on your breathing as you push out, you exhale, and inhale as you come back in. Should get those leg muscles nice and warm before we start the rest of our class. Okay, we're going to hang here for another 20 seconds and then we're going to get into some crunches. Alright, so in the next 8 seconds, we'll drop down and get us in the crunches. So that's another 4, 3, 2, and 1. So leave your heels on the foot bar, fingertips to temples. And what we're going to do is bend your chin towards your chest and slowly raise up into that crunch. And back down again. Slowly up and slowly down. Should really start to feel this one burn in that core. So we'll hang here for another 20 seconds before we move on to the next exercise with some standing splits facing reception. Sorry, we'll face the windows this time. It's a beautiful day out there today, so we might as well face the windows. Why not? Alright, so that's another 8 seconds. We're going to have a quick spring change to a blue or a yellow. It's blue base, yellow challenge. In 3, 2, and 1. Just take a quick sip of water if you need and step off to reception side. When you're ready, we're going to need those dumbbells for some standing splits. So yeah, that's blue spring or a yellow spring, blue or a yellow. Take a careful step up onto the platform first and then onto the carriage facing the windows. Try and keep a nice straight back. You can check yourself out in the mirror as you already were. And when you're ready, we're going to keep the arms down low for now and split long. Sorry, keep the arms down low and split long. See how far you can travel that carriage down the rails. And when you're ready, we'll start getting those arms involved. So next time you go out long, we'll raise those arms to a T and bring them back in. Try and keep a nice straight spine. Use those mirrors when you need to. Has anyone got anything exciting planned for today?
Just work.
Just work?
Dance tonight.
Dance tonight. Okay, that sounds exciting. What kind of dance do you do?
Tonight will be heels.
Heels? That sounds exciting. Excellent. So nice straight posture here I can see. Beautiful. Next time you bring the carriage in, try not to bring it in all the way. We'll keep it about 30 centimetres gap in between the platform and the carriage. And next time you bring that carriage in, we'll hold. We're going to go dumbbells to chest, and we're going to drop down into a squat. So stand up tall, out to the split, bring it back in, one squat, one split. Excellent. If these dumbbells are getting a bit too much for anyone, let me know and I can drop them down to the lower weight. Otherwise, if they're too much, we can drop them to the floor. Alright, and in a moment we're going to start adding some skaters in. So next time you bring that carriage in, we're going to drop down to that squat. We'll hold there, keep your weight on the platform leg, extend that carriage long, all that weight over that knee, bring it back in, stand and split. One squat, one skater, stand and split. Excellent. We really want to track that knee over the toes, so make sure that all that weight is in that left leg. Okay, in a moment we're going to just focus on those skaters. So keep going for now. And in 10 we're going to hold down in that squat position. And we'll just do those skaters. That's in another 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Next time you're down in that squat position, get down as low as you can and just that skater. In and out. Keep focusing on that breathing. Exhale as you push out, inhale on the way in. If those dumbbells are too much, just let me know and I'll happily take them off your hands. We'll hang here for another 20 seconds. Okay, finish up in 8, 6, can we squat down any lower? 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Carefully step off backwards off the reformer. You can place those dumbbells down onto the window side. And we're going to get into some wheelbarrows. So same springs, everyone facing the front towards the front mirrors. Knees on the carriage, toes into the shoulder pads. Hands on the foot bar, hip distance apart. What we're going to do is slowly hinge back from those shoulders, keeping a nice straight back. So a diagonal line from the shoulders all the way down. And then bring it back in, hinging at the shoulders. We're on pretty light springs here, so just take it nice and slow and just enjoy the moment, enjoy the stretch. Make sure you've got your toes firmly placed into those shoulder pads for a little bit more support. Or if you're feeling really adventurous, you could put those toes on top of the shoulder pads for less support and a little bit more burn. You might want got to make sure your toes aren't over the top of your thumbs aren't over the top of the foot bar. It might feel a little bit extra on those wrists, so just have a play around with it and work out where it feels best for you. Have a stretch out whenever you need, have a shake of those wrists. This is your exercise, so if you feel you need to stop for a little minute, then take a rest and we'll get straight back into it. Alright, in another 10 we're going to start adding some push-ups. So next time your carriage is in, we're going to hold over that foot bar. Elbows go wide, we'll drop down into that push-up. Down, chest down as low as you can go, and push up. One push up, one wheelbarrow. One push up, one wheelbarrow. Anyone wanting a bit more might look to add a second push up. If that's not for you though, that's completely fine. Just take things at your own pace. So we'll stay here for a little longer. Just have a check in with yourself, making sure you've got that nice straight spine. Shake out those wrists whenever you need. Okay, in the next 10 seconds, we're going to hold out long in a big, long stretch. But again, if that's not for you, just take things at your own pace. Perhaps don't stretch out as far. You select the range of motion that suits you. That's in another 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to push out long and hold that stretch for the next 8 seconds. 6 more. Stay with me. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out those wrists and have a bit of a child's pose stretch if you need. Quick sip of water, and we're going to get up on the other side and do those standing splits facing reception. So we're going to need those dumbbells. And when you're ready, take a careful step up onto the platform first and then the carriage. Okay, just check out yourselves in the mirror, and when you're ready, you can just start slowly gliding that carriage out wide and bring it back in. Out into that split and bring the legs back in. See how far you can take the carriage, but again, it's up to you how far you want to take it. Just have a look in the mirrors every now and then to make sure you've got that spine is nice and straight. And when you're ready, we're going to get those arms involved. So as you split out, we'll raise those arms to a T and back in again. Out to a T and back in again. So I've got my son's father and son night at Scouts tonight. So we're going to be going and doing some games and probably tying some knots and doing all the fun scouting things.
That's so fun.
I never was a scout as a kid, so we'll see what it's all about.
Being prepared, I'm sure.
Being prepared, exactly. Yeah.
Does he enjoy it?
He does. He loves Scouts. It's his jam. Loves the camping side of things, and he's got a little pocket knife. So he just absolutely loves it.
That's so cute.
Okay, so next time we bring the carriage in, we're not going to bring it in all the way. We're just going to hold it about 30 centimetres away from the platform. So everything out, but not all the way back. And next time we bring that carriage in, we're going to go hold it there, dumbbells to chest, straight back down into that squat. One split, one squat. So if you need to use the mirrors just to check yourself out, making sure you're doing that squat motion correct. Want to keep your back on a nice shape. and not leaning forward as you go into that split. Alright, in another 10, we're going to add back those skaters. Okay, so next time you're in, we'll hold down in that squat. Keep that all the weight on your right leg and push that left leg long out into that skater. Bring it back in, stand, split. So we squat, skater, stand, and split. Excellent. Again, if these dumbbells are getting too much for you, just let me know. I can swap them over for a lighter pair, or you can lose them all together. Anyone wanting a bit more, just let me know. I can always add some more weight. So no one's doing anything exciting tonight? Don't want to come to Scouts? No.
I've got soccer training.
You've got soccer training. Oh, that sounds exciting. Is that for you or?
No.
Ah,
Not for me.
right. You don't play soccer?
I don't play soccer.
Fair enough.
Great spectator.
Okay. Excellent. So we'll hang here for a little bit longer, and then we're just going to focus on those skaters. So that's in another 5. We're going to drop down and hold in that squat. 3, 2, and 1. So already down in that squat, all that weight over that leg on the platform, and extend your other leg. Try and make sure your knee is up over those toes, so that all that weight is driving down through that supporting leg. We'll hang you for another 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we can drop those dumbbells down to the window side. And we're going to stand facing the back of the room towards me. Sorry, we'll kneel on the carriage facing the back of the room towards me and get into some narrow rows. Alright, so knees. But before we do that, we're going to change those springs. We're going to go with a red or a red-yellow. That's a red base or yellow challenge. Sorry, red or red-yellow. So red base, red-yellow challenge. And once you're ready, you've got your knees in the shoulder pads, keeping that low kneel. You're going to grab those short loops and cross them over. So we're going to cross them hands over, that's right. And when you're ready, we'll stay down low in that kneel. We're going to pull those arms back in that narrow row. Alright, try and focus on squeezing your shoulder blades behind you. So as you pull back, squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. Okay, try and think about your breathing as well, making sure that you're exhaling as you exert yourself and inhale as you release. If those those short loops are a bit too heavy for you, you can drop down to those long loops. It'll need less spring resistance and just make it a little bit easier for you. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to mix it up with one narrow row, one high row. So bring those elbows up square with your shoulders, and one narrow row. One high row, one narrow row. Excellent. And when you're ready, we can start getting those legs involved. So next time you row, we're going to rise up to a high kneel and drop down. So one narrow row, one high row. If that's too much for you, you can just drop the low to high kneel and you can stay down in the low position. And of course, you can always drop back to those long loops. So you've been doing dance a long time?
Yeah, quite a while.
Quite a while?
Yeah, it's been 25 years.
25 years.
26 years.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Not heels the whole time though.
Okay, no, fair enough. You don't want to be doing heels as a
No, it might be a bit tricky.
Yes. Okay, next time we're up the top, we're going to hold there in that high row. We're just holding and we're going to squeeze our shoulder blades back as far as we can. We really want to feel it right in the back there. So, we're going to stay here for another 8 seconds, right in the back. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And just revert, back to the low kneels, the low rows. Excellent. And then we're just going to change that, just the high rows. Those wanting a bit more, you can stay in that high kneel position. If not, that is completely fine too. We'll stay here for another 5 seconds before we get into some side lying leg facing the windows. 4, 3, 2, and 1. So drop those long legs back to the shoulder, to the poles. Take a quick shake out, grab a drink of water if you need to. We're going to same springs. We're going to be facing me towards the windows. Might want to pop those headrests up. You may want to use a ball or a towel underneath your head as well. I know that a ball works well for me. And when you're ready, take a lie down facing me. You want to adjust your hip position so that your spine is neutral, whether that's pushing your butt back towards the rear of the carriage or wherever you need it to be to make a nice neutral spine. Grab that long loop in front of you and place it over your left toe, so over your left foot. And when you're ready, we're going to slowly bend and press just towards that foot bar. The foot bars are up, so it's at the right height. Take this one nice and slow to start with. And just enjoy that stretch. You may like to put your hand on top of your hips, just to make sure that you're not rolling your hip forwards or rolling it back. It's just a nice way to keep it centered and keep a check of where you're at. Side lying legs is one of my least favourite techniques, so I'm quite enjoying this, dishing it back out. Feel free to tap out whenever you need. It's, yeah, it's a good burn, this one. In another 10 seconds, we're going to hold out long and introduce a long leg sweep. So keep going with that bend and press for now. And in 5, we're going to hold out towards the foot bar. 3, 2, and 1. So everyone hold their leg out long. What we're going to do is swing that leg towards the front, make that 90 degrees, and then return it back to the foot bar. 1 bend and press. 1 long leg sweep. 1 bend and press. That's okay, take it in your own time. If this one's not for you, let me know. We can drop you down a spring. Sometimes the lighter springs don't work with side lying leg. Otherwise, just enjoy the burn. Feels very different being on this side of the reformer. Quite enjoying this.
Yeah.
I think I could get used to it. Take it in your own time. If you need to take a rest, that is completely fine. Alright, next time your leg is out long towards the footbar, we're just going to do those long leg sweeps just to really finish us off. So, long leg sweep, no bend and press, just the sweeps. Try and see if you can keep it up for the next 15 seconds. Eight to go. Doing well, keep it up. Stay with me. 4, 3, 2. We're going to hold that leg long towards the footbar. Toes facing down towards the carpet. 1 inch up, 1 inch down with these pulses. Stay with me for another 8, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take that long strap off, long loop off. Return it to the poles. Tap that butt out. Maybe have to stand out and shake those hips. We're going to get into some carriage presses next, but just take your time to recover after that one. So same springs. We're going to face me towards the back of the room. Just need to ditch that ball. You can put your headrest down if need be, and we're going to get into a squat position. So you might want to put your toes facing out towards the room a little bit, squat down low, grab hold of the shoulder pads. We want a nice ski slope back. And when you're ready, we're going to push the carriage forwards and bring it back. Just take it nice and slow for now and bring it back. Exhale as you push, inhale as you retract. These are one of my favourite movements as well. I like the upper body stuff, legs not so much. But don't neglect leg day. So try and sink as low down into that squat as you can. And soon we're going to start messing around with that tempo. Keep focusing on that breathing. Alright, and in another 5, we're going to push out for 3 and then back for 1. We're going to go out slowly and then back for 1. So, that's another 2 and 1. So we're going to push out slow for 3 and bring it back in quickly. Push out slowly, bring it back in quickly. Alright, just keep a check in with that back, making sure you're not punching those shoulders. Excellent. Alright, and we'll change the tempo. We're going to go out fast and in slow. So out for 1 and in for 3. Take a break whenever you need. This is your time. Okay, for the next 30 seconds of this exercise, we're going to push as hard and fast as we can. So if that's 30 seconds, let's go hard and fast. In and out, in and out. See how many you can do in the next 25 seconds. Keep focused on that breathing. 15 to go. 8, 6, keep with me. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring that carriage in. Take a stand, shake everything out. Let's go into a child's pose, or whatever feels good for you, before we get into some the other side, side-lying leg facing reception. Have a sip of water if you need, do whatever you like. When you're ready, put that headrest up. You might like the ball, and side-lying leg facing me. Make sure you've got a nice neutral spine, So shuffle your bum back if needed, otherwise you can adjust as you need. Grab that long loop, put it over your top leg, and when you're ready, we're going to get into those leg presses. So leg goes long, and bend your leg back in. Make sure your hips aren't rolling forwards or backwards, so you may like to put your hand on top of your hips, and just make sure you're not rolling around too much. Try and keep that foot up at the foot bar height. Beautiful. And of course, focusing on the breathing. Exhale as you push, inhale as you retract. Excellent. Okay, very shortly we're going to introduce that long leg sweep. Feel that burn. Alright, next time that leg is towards the foot bar, we're going to leave it there. We're going to sweep that leg towards me. Bring it up to that 90 degrees and sweep it back. One bend and press, one long leg sweep. Take a rest or tap it out whenever you need. Not sure what I'm going to do this afternoon in this beautiful sunshine that we've got. The pool needs cleaning, so I might end up cleaning the pool, getting that ready for summer. Two very keen kids who would have been swimming 2 weeks ago, if they had their choice.
It's way too cold for swimming.
Yeah, it's way too cold for swimming, but it's not going to be too far away, so we've got to get it ready. It's a lot of work, a pool. Have you guys got pools? No?
Yeah, it's not my responsibility.
Yes. They're a lot of fun, but a lot of work, but I think they're worth it. But I'm a big kid, so. Okay, and next time that leg is out long, we're going to lose that bend and press. We're just going to go with that long leg sweep. Tap your bums out whenever you need. Take a rest. It's all up to you. Just do what you can. I'm going to stay here for another 15 seconds before we get into some pulses. How you going there, Jamie?
Really good.
Really good?
This is actually famously one of my favourite exercises. Really happy here.
That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Love the feedback. Thank you. It's good to hear. Alright, and next time that leg is long, we're going to hold it there towards that foot bar. We're going to point those toes towards the carpet, and we're pulsing up an inch, down an inch, up an inch, down an inch. We'll hold here for the next 12 seconds. Enjoy that stretch. I know it's tough, but we've all been here before. Alright, for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, you can drop that strap. We've got one last exercise for the class before we finish up. So take a sip of water, grab a breath, and we're going to stand up and do some reformer burpees. So, once you're ready and you've made your drink, we're going to stand up on the platform facing me. Alright, we're on some heavy springs, but I think that we're ready for it. So, You might like to point the toes out towards the carriage a little bit, make sure you've got a nice base. And we're just going to separate the legs a little bit more perhaps, up to you, whatever feels comfortable, and we're going to drop down into some squats. Some of us said we're going to drop down into some squats.
Some of us are going to stay still.
Okay. Right. Okay, you might want to reach down, touch the platform, and arms to the sky. Touch the platform, arms to the sky. Okay, when we're ready, next time we're down, we can reach out onto the platform with both hands and slowly extend that carriage out. Bring it back in, extend, arms to the sky. Reach down, extend that carriage, bring it back in, arms to the sky. Take this one nice and slow, or if you want to increase the pace, see how we're going. I hope you're all enjoying this as much as I am. It's actually been quite fun being on this side of the reformer. So we'll crank the music and we can just enjoy these movements for the next 20 minutes.
It's going to get in women's class. It's going to be the side of Adelaide.
Okay. Next time you're out long, you might add a second knee tuck. So come down, push out, 2 knee tucks, and back out before we stand, and arms to the sky. If that second knee tuck is not for you, that's completely fine. Just take this at your own pace and do what you can. If you're feeling a little bit more spicy, you might even want to add a 3rd knee tuck.
Absolutely not. So optimistic.
There's some good form there, Megan. Well done. It's been a tough class, but I think we've all enjoyed it, especially me. Beautiful. No, we're doing really well. You guys must have been doing Pilates for some time.
Actually,
First time, is it? Alright, if you were doing that 2nd or 3rd knee tuck, just drop it back 1. So if you drop down to 1 knee tuck, or 2 if you were doing 3. Right, we've got about 1 minute left in our class. So, for that last bit of class, we're going to really push it out and pick up that pace. I want to hear some huffing and some puffing and some sweating. So stay with me here for the next 1 minute and see how many we can punch out.
you're fine. I actually really like these. They're just so sore. Dance.
Alright, last 20 seconds. Let's go. Hands down, push out, move back, stand, and up. There we go. Extend that carry. Back we go, and up. See if we can push out a little bit more. Last 10 seconds of class. Stay with me. For another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Excellent. Take a breath. Done really well today. Just carefully stand off with that reformer, or you might like to take a child's pose and stretch everything out. I'm going to come around with some wipes for you to wipe everything over. You know the drill. If you could change the springs back to a red, blue, and a yellow. That's red, blue, and yellow. Give everything a wipe over that you've touched, so that it's nice and clean for the next person. Please take the next 10 minutes to enjoy a nice stretch. It's been a hard class today and I've enjoyed every minute of it. If If you have any questions or feedback, please come and speak to me after the class. I'll be in reception. And otherwise, I think everyone's done really well. How did we find it?
That was good. Good.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you'll be back for my next class, which is tomorrow at 9:30.
Brilliant. Sounds amazing.
So I look forward to seeing you both there then. So thanks very much for participating, and see you on the flip side.